the notification drops, an Instagram update loads, and in an instant, the entire K-pop world is turned upside down.
Right. Not by a teaser, not by a scandal, but by a simple blue swimsuit.
Welcome to Starscope K-Report. Join us as we ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
And today's deep dive is tailored specifically for you, the listener. We are unpacking Kep1er's Huening Bahiyyih, breaking the internet with her recent vacation photos.
Yeah, and the fandom's, hilarious meltdown over her incredibly localized travel habits.
Plus the much darker side of netizen scrutiny regarding her visuals that we saw play out earlier this year.
Okay, we have to start with the photos themselves because, the visual alone is just iconic. Bahiyyih drops these incredibly rare bikini photos from her Bali and Bohol getaways, and it's like K-pop stans collectively forgot how to breathe.
They really did. But before we dissect the reaction, we sort of have to look at the massive structural shifts Kep1er has been navigating lately.
Oh, for sure.
Because, as any Kep1er knows, they've been going through the usual turbulent post-survival show contract negotiations.
Right. Formed via Manmet's Girls Planet 999 back in 2021, where she ranked second on.
Exactly. And they debuted in January 2022. But recently, things have changed a lot. 7 members originally extended their contracts, but Mashiro and Yuseo left in July 2024 to join Maiden.
Right, which was a big adjustment for the fandom.
And then, most recently, in March 2026, Youngin terminated her contract.
So that officially leaves Kep1er navigating the industry as a 6-member group.
Yeah, and that restructuring shifts the internal dynamics in a very specific way. By default, Bahiyyih has inherited the official title of maknae.
The youngest member.
Right. And historically, in K-pop, stepping into that maknae role comes with an incredibly heavy burden,
Oh, absolutely. Portraying that heavily guarded youthful innocence.
The industry practically demands that the youngest member be infantilized to a certain degree, just to appeal to the protective instincts of the fandom.
Which is exactly why this vacation update felt like such a massive cultural reset. She posts these gorgeous, sun-drenched photos from a beach getaway. First, she's in Bali with her friend, the Gen Z Korean Nigerian influencer Jennie Park.
Love her.
Yeah, so iconic. And then she's in Bohol in the Philippines with her older siblings. So that's TXT's Huening Kai and former idol Jung Leah.
The whole Huening sibling squad.
Exactly. And in these photos, she's wearing a simple bright blue bikini.
Which, by the way, eagle-eyed netizens immediately noticed is the exact same swimsuit set her fellow Kep1er member Dayeon was spotted wearing.
I love that. The shared group wardrobe is still alive and well.
It's a great detail that grounds the whole thing in reality. But to understand the sheer magnitude of the internet's reaction, we really have to look at the mechanics of the parasocial contract that agencies have built over the last decade.
Right, because the international reactions on X, or Twitter, were this wild mix of hype and genuine confusion.
Yeah, people were short-circuiting.
I was laughing so hard at this tweet from user SniffNAF. They literally said, being a K-pop stan low-key does F up your brain chemistry. Why was I actually shocked she was allowed to wear a bikini? Let's go outside and touch grass.
That is so incredibly self-aware.
It is, but it drives me crazy. Why are international fans, who are mostly just normal Gen Z and millennials themselves, so conditioned to expect this extreme conservatism from fourth-gen idols on their own personal social media?
Well, are agencies finally loosening their grip on the innocent visual concept? I think to answer that, you have to look at how third and fourth gen agencies historically engineered the idol experience.
Right.
It's not just about controlling the music, it's about controlling the perception of reality itself. For years, idol vacations weren't actually vacations.
No, they were highly produced reality shows, like
Right.
In the Soup or,
Yeah.
agency-sponsored travel vlogs.
Exactly. Every single frame was vetted. The idols were dressed in oversized t-shirts and bucket hats. If an idol did post personal photos, it was often filtered through a company PR manager.
Just to ensure the image maintained that pristine, almost untouchable persona.
Right, so fans aren't used to seeing unmediated reality.
It's like seeing Cinderella take off her costume head to eat a turkey leg in the middle of the theme park.
That is a perfect analogy.
Right, because the K-pop industry is built on this Disney-level immersion, where the idol is a perfectly curated character 24/7. So when Bahiyyih posts a casual bikini photo, the immersion breaks.
And fans suddenly have to reckon with the real, autonomous human underneath the intellectual property.
Exactly.
The shock isn't the swimsuit itself. I mean, swimsuits are perfectly normal beachwear. The shock is the sudden, unscripted autonomy.
Yeah, it replaces that infantilized idol with a confident young woman dictating her own image.
It forces the fandom to update their mental software, basically, from seeing her as a rookie trainee to a veteran artist living her life.
Well, and that's not even the wildest part of this vacation. Wait till you hear how she was getting around the island and the localized fan meltdown it caused.
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update.
So, we move from the aesthetics of the beach to the actual reality of getting around in Indonesia.
Which is a whole different story.
Right, because usually, idol travel involves a fleet of black, tinted security vans surrounded by a phalanx of bodyguards being whisked through secret VIP entrances.
The standard K-pop bubble.
Exactly. But Indonesian netizens practically hyperventilated when Bahiyyih uploaded an Instagram story showing her actual mode of transportation.
This might be the most fascinating part of the entire trip for me, purely from a cultural perspective.
Oh, same.
According to reports from Indonesian media outlets like Insert Live and Wallipop, Bahiyyih uploaded a video of herself riding an ojol.
Which, for those who don't know, is the local term for an online motorcycle taxi, specifically a grab bike.
Right, and she's just weaving through the streets of Bali.
I was watching this video on a loop. And what struck me wasn't just the bright Tosca green grab helmet she was wearing. It was the complete lack of a security perimeter.
None at all.
She's sitting on the back of this moped in a simple tank top. Her left hand is just casually gripping the driver's shoulder for stability. And with her right hand, she's vlogging the ride with her phone.
Just completely exposed to the elements.
Yeah. The wind is whipping her hair. She's just entirely immersed in the chaotic, humid reality of Bali traffic, looking like any other backpacker.
It's a complete subversion of the glamour machine, and there is a real practicality to it that grounds her even more.
How so?
Well, anyone who has been to Bali knows that the traffic can be famously gridlocked. A massive, tinted security van would literally sit in traffic for hours.
Oh, true.
Whereas a grab bike can weave through the narrow streets and get you to the beach in 20 minutes. She chose practicality over the insulated bubble of celebrity.
Doesn't it feel incredibly surreal to see a top-tier K-pop idol doing something as hilariously mundane as taking a motorcycle taxi? It's like seeing a superhero buying cereal at the grocery store.
It really is. And it's not like she was just hiding out at a private villa, either. She was spotted out there playing volleyball with random foreign tourists on the beach.
And canoeing. She was fully integrated into the local environment.
Which actually ties into a deeper piece of family lore for the fans.
Oh, right, the TXT connection.
Yeah, the Huening siblings clearly have a strong affinity for the beauty of Indonesia. Back in 2023, her older brother, Huening Kai, was in Bali shooting the music video for Sugar Rush Ride.
Such a good era.
Incredible era. And he spent time exploring these stunning remote spots like Savannah Tianyar and Pantai Gunung Payung.
So seeing Bahiyyih return to the island and engage with it so authentically feels like a continuation of that familial appreciation for the country.
Absolutely.
But I have to talk about the fans in Indonesia. The local reaction was incredible. The sheer, unadulterated jealousy was so real and honestly so valid.
Oh, I can only imagine.
You have to imagine the reality of being a local ojol driver.
Yeah.
You wake up, you turn on your app, you accept a random ride from a hotel to the beach, and your passenger turns out to be a top-tier K-pop idol with millions of global fans.
It's basically a lottery ticket.
Literally. I saw one viral reaction that perfectly summed it up. The person said, AGHHH, I'm an ojol driver, why do I never get an artist?
Just pure heartbreak.
And another fan tweeted, if I were that Grab driver, I'd print a banner saying, Bahiyyih ordered a Grab bike here.
That is amazing. It really bridges this massive, usually insurmountable gap between the global superstar and the everyday worker.
Yeah.
We talk so much about how K-pop agencies manufacture distance to create desire. They want the idols to feel larger than life, separated by stages, screens, and security details.
And when she hops on a public motorcycle taxi, she collapses that distance instantly.
It humanizes her in a really profound way. It proves that despite the intense spotlight, she just wants to experience a vacation the way any other 20-something would.
It's such a breath of fresh air. But as anyone who follows this industry knows, the spotlight in K-pop is rarely kind for long.
We've seen the overwhelming praise for her stunning vacation visuals, but later in this deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist regarding her appearance just months prior that triggered massive controversy.
If you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to Starscope K Report. we've got even bigger scoops ahead.
So we really have to contrast this universal praise, the viral love for her beach photos, the relatability of her Ojol ride, with the intense and, frankly, exhausting scrutiny her visuals faced just a few months earlier.
Yeah, back in February of 2026.
It is a complete 180 shift in how the internet was treating her.
It highlights the absolute whiplash of being a female idol. In February, a simple, seemingly harmless TikTok video was posted on Kep1er's official account.
Right.
Almost immediately, the algorithm pushed it out, and the comments section was flooded by netizens claiming her visuals were unrecognizable.
Which is such a loaded word in K-pop.
It is. And it wasn't just vague commentary, it became clinical. Accusations started flying that she had gotten a nose job, with people specifically alleging she had cut her columella.
Wait, cutting the columella?
Yeah, the small bridge of tissue that links the nasal tip to the nasal base.
That is so incredibly specific and invasive.
It drives me absolutely crazy. Why do netizens immediately default to this invasive surgical analysis of a 20-something's face, completely ignoring basic biological realities and lighting?
It feels like they are actively looking for a flaw to expose rather than just looking at a human being.
Exactly. And the actual facts behind her changing appearance had nothing to do with surgery and everything to do with her health and styling.
Let's break down the mechanics of what was actually happening, because it's a perfect case study in how the internet misinterprets visual data.
Please do.
First, the factual background. Bahiyyih had recently lost a noticeable amount of weight following a hospital visit.
Right, which fans were already worried about.
Second, and crucially for how cameras capture a face, she had undergone a dramatic hair color change.
And as fans, we've tracked this hair evolution closely because it's practically a timeline of her career.
Oh, totally.
When she first appeared on Girls Planet 999, she had her natural dark brunette hair. Then, for their massive DA debut era, the agency gave her this iconic, bright Barbie blonde that completely defined her rookie look.
Right, the blonde was legendary.
From there, she shifted into trendy pinks, then striking silver tones, before finally returning to this deep, dark ash brunette. Fans were calling it expensive and girlfriend-coded.
And that specific shift back to dark ash brunette is the actual catalyst for the optical illusion that confused netizens.
How so?
We have to look at how K-pop broadcast lighting interacts with styling. When an idol is on stage or filming promotional content, they are blasted with incredibly harsh, flat, white lighting designed to smooth out the skin.
The classic K-pop filter effect.
Exactly. When Bahiyyih had bright blonde or silver hair, there was a very little contrast between her hair and her pale skin under those intense lights. Her face appeared whiter and softer because the bright hair actually reflected light back onto her features, washing out any natural shadows.
But when she dyed it back to dark brunette, everything changed.
Precisely. Dark hair absorbs light. It creates a stark, high-contrast frame around the face.
Oh, wow.
Suddenly, shadows become much more pronounced along the jawline, the cheekbones, and the nose.
That makes so much sense.
And when you combine that high-contrast framing with the actual volume loss in her face from losing weight after her hospital visit, the focal length of a smartphone camera flattens those new shadows into what looks like a structural change.
Losing weight doesn't alter your bone structure, but it drastically alters how your face carries volume and casts shadows.
Basic photography and biology.
But instead of grace, or just an understanding of how lighting works, the default assumption is always plastic surgery. And look, we know plastic surgery is a reality in the broader entertainment industry. Nobody's denying that.
Sure.
But why is the K-pop industry so obsessed with microanalyzing a female idol's face in 4K resolution the second she loses a little weight or goes back to her natural hair color?
It's a symptom of a highly visual-centric industry where visual is literally a defined, marketable position within a group.
Yeah, it's true.
Because idols are constantly on camera, scrutinized from every possible angle in ultra-high definition, netizens develop a false sense of ownership over their physical bodies. They track every microchange like they're inspecting a product for defects.
It's exhausting just to think about.
It forces the idol into this constant panoptic state of surveillance. They are praised for looking expensive one day when the lighting hits right, and torn apart for looking unrecognizable the next when they're just recovering from an illness.
Which is exactly why seeing her in Bali on the back of a grab bike with the wind in her face feels so victorious.
Oh, absolutely.
When you view those casual vacation photos through the lens of that invasive February controversy, they become so much more than just a beach update. They feel like a reclamation of her own body and her own narrative.
It is a profound contrast. You have the rigid, impossible expectations of the industry's surveillance state on one side, and the messy, beautiful, unfiltered reality of just being human on the other.
And it seems like, at least for this trip, she chose the latter.
Which leaves you with a larger question to ponder about the direction of the Hallyu wave as we move deeper into this decade.
Yeah, because we've seen second-gen idols eventually earn their freedom, but fourth and fifth gen have been so heavily micromanaged since debut.
Do unfiltered, casual vacation photos like Bahiyyih's signal a genuine turning point? Are we finally entering an era where these younger idols have the agency to shed that hyper-controlled, perfect idol image?
I really hope so. Can they just be normal Gen Z 20-somethings living their lives, riding a grab bike, and feeling the sun on their faces without the weight of the internet analyzing their every move?
It's a cultural shift we might be watching happen in real time. And the overwhelmingly positive response to her authenticity might just prove to these agencies that fans don't want mannequins. They want relatable human beings.
Because at the end of the day, the notification drops, the update loads, and it's not a scandal. It's just a girl in a blue swimsuit finally taking a breath. You've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.